Three aspects of Navratri most Hindus have forgotten. First of all, is it focuses on the idea that you can think of the ultimate reality not as a father figure, but as a mother figure. This is the unique feature of the Hindu religion. It allows us to relate to the ultimate reality, not like God as a he with a kind of male,
Yes.
but as a female. That's the first idea. The simplistic idea behind Navratri is that on these 9 nights, the mother goddess fought of a monster, a devil called Mahishasur. But this is the simplistic version, because this is, if you like, the Star Wars stuff, good over evil.
Yes.
But there's a much more deeper aspects to Navratri that most people do not realize, and it is this. You see, what we are struggling with, in fact, what we find with the banking crisis this morning,
Yeah.
Yes.
is this idea that society sometimes gets waylaid, and sometimes greed becomes the kind of the greater good.
Yes.
Instead of need, it's greed that takes over society, and we pay heavy prices. We are discovering now with the banking crisis.
Yep.
So in a way, Navratri is focusing on the idea that the inner demons have to be kept under control,
Under control,
have
yes.
to be
Yes.
harnessed. And the 6 inner demons that we need to control in order for us to really express our true spirituality are the demons like lust, greed. You see, the driving machinery of the world today is really lust and greed. It's a sad thing. So Navratri is telling us that at least on this, during this particular period, focus on controlling the inner demons that we all possess. We all possess.
Yes.
It's a human trait,
Yes.
if you like. This idea of controlling lust and greed and pride and jealousy and anger and, of course, delusion.
Yeah.
So it's telling that if you can control these inner demons, then you can express your true individuality as a spiritual being rather than an animalistic person.
Right.
So the idea is to control our inner passions in order to reflect the true individuality, our identity, our spiritual underpinning.
So it's about control and controlling all of, just being positive, control,
Indeed.
all the things
It's-
that normally drives us in
Yeah.
everyday life,
Indeed,
just to restrain.
indeed. You see, nothing
from
is.
that.
You see, we have to progress from where we are. So we understand the role of. We all, of course, we like to watch Bollywood films. This
Sure.
is part and parcel of the game. It's the same as saying, be always ready to harness some of these animalistic instincts and overcome them. So there's another issue that becomes very visible with Navratri, and it's this. You see, if we look at all our failings, if you look at our lives and we analyze our lives and look at all our failings, you will find the failings were due to the fact that we showed weakness. Weakness is the greatest problem.
Right.
So the idea of Navratri is to invoke strength. That is why we are invoking the idea of God as the mother goddess, as Shakti,
Yes.
as the source of strength. So during the 9 nights, we are invoking strength in our personality.
Are we sort of basically saying so what you're saying in a nutshell is we have to purify ourselves, the
Yes,
next 9 days,
prioritize.
which is by fasting,
Yes.
not eating non-veg,
Fair enough.
and also from what you're saying, God gave us eyes so that we could see nice things, nose so we can smell nice
Indeed.
smell, of course, and your mouth, of course, so you can have nice conversations rather than
Indeed.
having.
Indeed.
Is that what you're trying to
Indeed.
portray, basically?
The other thing is this. You see, this idea is that normally, we look at womankind as objects of
Precisely.
lust. Objects
Yes.
of lust.
Yes.
During this period,
Yeah.
you see, we have to raise the level at which we view womankind.
Yeah.
So the highest dignity you can give to womankind is not as an object of adoration in the sense that it's a physical being,
Yes.
but the idea of motherhood.
Yes.
You see, the idea of
Yes.
motherhood.
Yeah.
So the idea that you are looking at female now as in the apex role as somebody nurturing humanity, endearing. You see, because women have been a source of greatest endurance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Societies, civilizations have grown because we have paid tribute to this unique feature of womankind. So during these 9 nights, elevate the status of women to the level of motherhood, Shakti.
Okay.
Lovely.
But the fasting itself, could you tell us a little bit more?
Indeed.
What can you eat? What can't you eat?
Yes, indeed. You see, the Hindu religion is reasonably flexible. So some people will fast, some may not fast. But the fact is they allow us the choice, what to eat, what not to eat, or whether not to eat at all for the whole day. So they give us this tremendous freedom. Of course, the Hindus fall down in the sense that because the freedom is given, they might as well not bother with any kind of ritualistic practice
Precisely.
whatsoever. So they might
Precisely.
not bother. But that's the freedom that they can exercise. The idea behind is this. Everything you wish to achieve in life can only be done through discipline.
Yes.
Discipline, we all know that. Whether you want to be a good mathematician, economist, banker, even in this day and age, you need to have discipline. And Navratri in a way is asking us that even for religious progress, for spiritual progress, you need to exercise discipline on yourself. So during this period, show that you are able to harness your inner urges to eat even. So it's visible with other religions too, as we all know.
Yeah.
So in Hinduism, of course, during some of these days of festivities, you might have a feast in the evening, but you will have a fast in the morning.
How are we encouraging youngsters now to understand more about Navratri? What are we doing?
Indeed, I think this is a very, very crucial thing. The idea is really to divinify men and women during these 9 nights. And sometimes this is, if you like, the degradation of every religion. I go to some of these Navratri functions, just outside, the youngsters are drinking beer, they're chatting away, they are there for boy meets girl issue rather than for idea of something to
the religious aspect of it.
Sometimes gets lost. But this is visible with all religions.
Yep.
And Hinduism is no different in the sense that we do show this weakness, that this is used as a boy meets girl venue rather than the idea of divinifying womankind. So this is, if you like, a serious problem that we all face.
But do we actually give any sort of lectures or anything before Garba starts? Do we explain, do we give leaflets? You know, there are so many venues at the moment.
Indeed.
Do we actually, are we giving any information to people?
You see, we are beginning to realize that we are losing our young.
Yes.
The next generation is moving away from religion. It's same with every religion.
Yes.
They're all struggling. Unless you make religions relevant, unless you present it in a rational format,
Yes.
not saying that we used to do it, so you do it as well,
Yes.
but in a rational format, and you
Making them understand
the
actually
depth
what...
of the depth.
Yeah.
Once you, in fact, my experience, I talk to thousands of youngsters. In fact, I'm the Hindu tutor at Eton College now. So yesterday I talked to 500 Etonians on the values of Etonians. I really love that. In the evening I was talking to the down and out in the connections issue. So I'm kind of getting around it quite a lot. But the thing is, it is so necessary to make visible some of the unique features that we possess, some of the spiritual inheritance that we've come with, to make it visible in the media, to make it visible in the education system. And my experience is that if you explain your religion in a rational format, the youth will relate to it extremely well. In fact, they become the carriers of these marvelous, innovative ideas of religion in modern society.
Yeah. Of course, after Navratri is Dasera.
Indeed.
So,
Yes.
a little bit of explanation.
Yes, indeed. 9 nights are, for example, on a story, on a narrative basis, these are the 9 nights Mother Goddess fought the demon, and the one on the 10th day.
Yeah.
The story is also reflecting the story of the Ramayana, because on those 9 nights, during these 9 days, Ram was fighting Ravan. On the 10th day, he had his victory. So the 10th day is the Dasera, means the 10th day of victory of good over evil. So again, this is traditionally celebrated that you have an effigy of Ravan with 10 heads and you demolish that. It's fireworks, it's bonfire night, and also Guy Fawkes night, Hindu tradition.
Yeah.
So this is how we do the 10th, we celebrate the 10th day, the Dasera day.
Okay, so if I was to go to one of these celebrations, these functions, these Garba, what would I expect?
You see, the thing is, one thing is visible, even though, you see, I can criticize the Hindus, the fervor with which they sing and dance.
Yeah.
You see, this brings this whole society together, the community together, and they're, in a way, sanctifying social life, giving it holiness, if you like, raising the level. So in a way, all these functions, sometimes we see the weaknesses there as well, as I mentioned. At the same time, they invoke something superior and invoke some of the kind of unique feature that we all possess, spirituality bubbling up within. So when these youngsters are dancing around, even though they may be looking at the girl in the 3rd row, while they're dancing around, part of their psyche is, of course, drawn to the higher ideals.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today.